Hey, welcome to the video Love Bugs. It is your host, Queen Blama Said It. And we are here, y'all, for another YouTube reaction video. You guys remember all of these videos are protected by the copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, you guys. Welcome to the reaction. Make sure you hit the like button. Smack that bell notification. Make sure your bell says all, not personalized. As you see, we react to the mom sector of YouTube. Sometimes we throw the baby daddies in there, but for the most part, we are reacting to the mommy sector. Enjoy. Good morning, y'all. We are back. I'm changing the title of the live now. We're gonna watch some of this P. Diddy stuff. I'm watching Mike Law 1 on TikTok, and he is literally giving moment by moment reaction about what's going on with the trial. I was just watching Neek at Night. She's live now. Well, she's in New York now for the trial also. She got there yesterday or today, and this was her first day covering the live coverage. She said she was going to get some food and then she's going back. The court is on recess right now. And this Mike man is just telling us everything that just happened. Y'all make sure y'all smack the like button. I'm going to click play.
Hit her. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. So in Jamaica, I saw him drag her by her hair. I mean, we can all imagine, right? When we picture that, we're just picturing him dragging her in the hotel video. I saw him drag her by her hair. I ran back to get my purse and phone so we could leave. What did you see next? I thought she was knocked out. Then she got up and ran into a wooded area. All right, we're waiting for the next tweet to come out. Great Space Coaster, you want to come up? Classic Brown, I see you on the list again. I don't know if it's a mistake. Tell me in the chat. Great Space Coaster, no. All right, let me see. Blissful.
So he's checking Twitter.
Let me say thanks real quick to Star Butler, Kristen for Life, Gigi, Katie Mack, Mimi, Louise, Pretty Girl T, Lynn Mack, and Lynn Coleman. Thank you.
He's checking Twitter for live updates and watching a trial, and he's letting people come up on his TikTok and tell what they think and, you know, everything.
You want to come up? All right, drop you down. Classic Brown. Classic Brown, what up, though?
Hey, what up, though, Mike? Thanks for bringing me up real quick. The first time was a mistake, but this time is not, brother. I just want you to kind of
on Sugar Daddy.
Yeah, brother. Like, hey, look, I get where he's coming from because I'm like African American or whatever. I get where he's coming from, but this live is not about that, bro. We stand on facts and business over here. If you got facts and businesses, you know what I'm saying? Like what we do over here, Mike.
Yeah.
You know, we don't go off of rumors and everything. You got to bring receipts over here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we here. If you open your ears and close your mouth and listen, learn something, then you'll have a different outlook on things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
that's all I want to come up here and say. Like, you know, people get false information. You know what I'm saying? So information from the media and social, whatever. We stand on business on Mike's Live. Period. Point blank. If you stay here, open your ears, close your mouth, learn something. That's all I gotta say. Like, you know, I represent that part.
Yeah.
You can go and drop me down, man. I'm drinking my coffee and trying to get ready for work.
All right, bro. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Classic Brown renewed a year subscription yesterday. Attitude, come on up. Let me refresh real quick. Astitude before you go. No, nothing new yet. Astitude, hi.
Hey, good
Good
morning.
morning to you.
Classic Brown, thank you for coming up before me.
Uh-huh.
That helped me with my blood pressure, which I don't have. But I mean, that I was shooken up when you brought him second time, Sugar Daddy Lee. You better sit down and listen. I mean, thank you, Classic Brown. You said everything I wanted to say, but even more because we're a family here, and I'm glad that you put him in his position. Sugar Daddy, don't try.
So the sugar daddy person was just on when I first started watching. He's saying um that women are trying to attack Diddy because he's an African American man with money, and that they doing the same thing to Smokey Robinson right now, and that Cassie got $10 million from the hotel and 20 million from Diddy or something like that, and that Cassie basically needs to go sit down somewhere because she didn't already got her money. So now people are coming up arguing what Sugar Daddy said and telling Sugar Daddy that he need to sit back and shut up.
Try to look me up or follow me because you'll be blocked. All right. So anyway,
No, I'm with you.
So I'm so confused of he's innocent. He's innocent. Like we didn't all see the video. Where's he innocent of? I would love to know.
You. Let me drop you down.
Yeah, she was just live. She said she's going to find some
I thought I
lunch,
saw a
and
little
then she's
bit.
going to go back live.
It's not body doubling with ADHD. Come on up. Leah Gray, thank you. Me oh my. Body doubling, hi.
Hi, I just wanted to say this has been a great time watching and joining your live, and it's been very balanced. And I was just thinking about Carrie, like being there, watching her friend go through this, and maybe even trying to convince her to stop. Possibly, I don't know if you caught any of that, but is Carrie the one who Cassie may have thought that Diddy liked in the beginning, or was yeah, I think I mentioned something last week about she may have suggested
No, they were
that Carrie
talking
liked him, but
about
not that
Gina.
it's true. Not that it's not true.
Yeah, they were. She was
Or was
talking
she
about
questioned about
Gina.
that? Oh, Gina. Okay. Yeah. And but yeah, that's I just could imagine. I had a friend who went through similar situation, and my heart went out to her trying to help her. So just imagine you watching your friend go through this, and that could be very difficult. So I don't know how her emotions are even pulling back through it, being that she hasn't talked to Cassie in so long, just rewinding all this back. But yeah, thank you once again. This is great.
Thank you too. Thanks so much for coming up. I appreciate you. Let me drop you.
Thank you.
So a new tweet before Krista. What about the incident at the Comstock apartment? Cassie came back with a hoodie covering her face. Then Sean came in and tried to get in, hitting the door with a hammer. I called D-Rock. Did he get in? No. Then the police came. Diddy at the door with a hammer. Krista, can you unmute yourself? Hi.
Hi, sorry, I didn't know you called me up, so I had my dishes going. I apologize for the noise.
That's fine.
I had a really busy morning, and if you can't, but can you just do like a 30-second recap?
So we just only had Dawn Richard on the stand, and now we have Carrie Morgan, Cassie's former best friend. Dawn Richard was caught up in a few inconsistencies by Diddy's lawyer, Nicole Westmoreland. She said some things now that she didn't say before. So, and now we're into Carrie Morgan, who's describing also same types of things, how violent Diddy was towards Cassie.
So emotional for both of those women. I bet that they haven't seen each other in a while.
They're not seeing each other.
I know, but just knowing that they're a part of this is probably tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike. I appreciate you.
Thanks, Krista. Thank you.
God bless.
Drop you down. And we also get a lot of people just scrolling through here that come and stop by. We have 3,100 people in here, so I don't mind doing like quick ones like that. I understand everybody else though. Anna Prince, I'm bringing up. Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go
Just before we go too far, I know somebody asked about Cassie saying Diddy liked her as well. She did mention that she had some issues where she thought he liked Carrie more than she liked him.
Oh, did
It
that
wasn't
come
just
out
Gina.
did that come out in Cassie's testimony?
It did, yeah.
Oh, it did. Okay. So Carrie too. Thank you. Anna Prince, hi.
Hello, good morning, Mike. How was your the weekend?
Wonderful. How about you?
Hello, good morning, Mike. How was your the weekend?
Wonderful. How about you?
Good.
Good.
Wonderful. Well, I'm listening about Cassie's friend.
Yeah.
Cassie was a toy on his hand. Did he anytime raise his hand on his kids? Because the way he was beating this girl everywhere, wherever she was going, whatever she was not doing, whatever he want, he was beating her all the time.
Yeah.
She's been beaten for 10 years. People don't realize that. For 10 years. Oh my God. She couldn't even be a slave. She was a toy.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say. I'm so sorry for her.
Me too. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna, for coming up.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I love you guys. I love you. Keep going.
Thank you so much. Let me drop you down. But yeah, can you imagine everybody who during Diddy and Cassie's relationship, they're going to bring people in to testify from all different times of that relationship. And they're all going to be talking about witnessing her getting beat, one after another. So it's going to be, the jury's going to come to the realization that she just got beat for 11 years. She really got beat for 11 years. All right, let me bring up, Keep It Real, I see you. Let me put it.
Hi, Mike.
Keep It Real, hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you. I just wanted to say that it's a shame that people are still coming here defending this guy, like after seeing all this witness of, like, for example, the video, him beating her up, in the hotel.
Yeah.
And even the footage, firstly, when they showed it up, it wasn't even fully the video that they were showing. They were just showing a small amount of the video. So it's quite sad how people still standing here and defending this guy. And also he wasn't just beating her up. She was controlled. Like, he used to send the securities to her house if he can't get through to her. He bought a house that's like literally near to his house. So like, it's easier for people to say, why didn't she run away? Like the girl couldn't run away nowhere.
Right.
So like, let's not victim shaming, please. Like, that's not fair on her. And plus, he's got daughters, how old are they now? 18, right?
Yes.
And he met Cassie around 21. That's like only 2 years gap from his daughter. So would he like someone else abusing his kids like this, or his daughters? Like, it's just disgusting. Absolutely. And even with his sons, like, he's not biological father, and he killed even the sorry, I need to watch my words. Unalived the kids' parents. And also a lot of big famous people, Biggie and Tupac, everything. He's involved with everything. So please, guys, stop encouraging this guy. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Keep it real. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming up.
Oh my God,
drop you down. Let me just read the tweet real quick. So she's talking about Diddy at the door with the hammer. Did he get in? No. Then the police came. What happened? Cassie wouldn't show them her ID, so nothing happened. They left a card. Read this message. Did you send an attachment? Yes. A photo of the card the detective left. So this is the story where I thought it may have been the time Cassie called the police after that incident at the Intercontinental Hotel where she was beat. But here is where a card of a detective was sent, probably by Carrie, to Diddy. So the police came after this incident. Cassie refused to show them her ID, so the police just left their card. And then Carrie texted this card or emailed a picture of this card, I'm sure to Diddy or to one of his security, to D-Rock or to Diddy, but let's wait and see what they say. All right. Let me bring up Ms. Kay Porkis. Can you unmute yourself? Hi.
Hey, Mike.
How are you?
How are you? I'm all right. Yourself?
Great, thank you.
You're doing a great show. I've been following you since the Diddy case started, so I appreciate all the updates.
Thank you.
So far, what I've gathered was um, this Diddy guy, whoever he may have sold his soul to, it's not the devil that we know. It's a different kind of devil. That's for sure. And the things that he can do to another human being is just uncalled for. Like it's uncalled for. And so far, I've figured that he is what they call a covert narcissist. Like
Yeah.
everything is what he is. And I don't really think he was powerful. I think the people that were behind him, that were giving him the go ahead, is what made him think he was powerful. You know, there's people behind him, behind those people that were giving him that energy that he thinks he's untouchable. And Cassie's case, the first mistake she made was made him believe that she will do anything for him. When you give a covert narcissist the green light that you are their number one fan, that's it. That's all they need. And he
She literally just popped up in my recommended. I'm strolling through YouTube looking at a lot of people that's at the trial, and she popped up. You guys, I'm listening. I'm just listening. He is reading the live tweets as they go up of what's going on. And we just sitting back listening. Y'all make sure y'all smack that likety like button. I will probably start the Lives Life reaction in a little bit, but not right now.
took it from the description of them. So I'm happy that she was able to get out of this grip, find a life, and I think she needs to block him because the fact that he still has a contact with her is still that kind of power over her, checking up on her, how's the family doing. They should not even still be doing that. Once you get out of their life, it's block and delete because they can easily will you back in.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that all the other people, victims that he has put through all these things, they all have to have, if they all start having the same similar stories, I'm sure there's nothing else those juries going to believe but know that this guy is who everybody's saying he is. So I'm hoping that with all these testimonies people are bringing to him, it's just going to look like one story, one picture to get this guy convicted because he has to go away. He really has to go away. And I
Yeah.
have a feeling the moment they convict him, oh, he's gonna start snitching. There's names he's gonna drop that our jaws might drop. If he goes away, he's gonna start talking.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that after all this is over, you may have to go I think we all need to be reborn again and ask for forgiveness for our bleeding ears because my ears have been bleeding since this case started.
Right.
But yeah, I'm serious. This is like it's not what I expected. This is worse than what I was thinking. But I thank you so much for all the updates. You're doing a great job. It feels like we are in a courtroom with them, just the way you've given us the updates. So thank you very much for
Thank
doing what
you.
you're doing, sir. Yeah,
Appreciate
appreciate
you.
you.
Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Who was that just now that sent that? Hold on, let me see what I just saw. Thought it was Kristen, maybe. Send budding art. Kristen for life. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we're still waiting for a tweet. Nothing has come out. They're gonna break for lunch very soon, and then we're gonna break for 1 hour as soon as they do. Should be happening in the next few minutes. MJ? We have an echo again. All right, I'm gonna drop. MJ, we had a I dropped. Dang. Sorry, Susan. 1 hour as soon as they do. Should be happening in the next few minutes. MJ? We have an echo again. All right, I dropped. Dang. Sorry, Susan. I'm trying to see if there's any subscribers. Then I'll go up here. Lynn Coleman. We're waiting for the next tweet. It's been about 8 minutes or so since the last one. Hi, Lynn. Lynn Coleman? No. All right. Free Soul? Last one. Hi, Lynn. Lynn Coleman.
All right, y'all. We even switched off of TikTok. It's been 8 minutes since he read the last tweet, so we getting ready to watch Tisa Tales. She has Diddy files emergency motion to what? To flip to smear workers. Hold on.
Question, Cassie, as we did.
Diddy's team has filed an emergency motion, and they're saying that they want to question Cassie some more. So we're going to watch this video, and then I'm going to go to her next video. She's actually live right now, but I don't want to watch it while she's live. So we're going to watch the last 2 videos that she has put out. Y'all make sure y'all smack that likety-like button. Shout out to Tisa Tales, and we're going to get in it, y'all.
And we all agreed it would end Friday. Hey guys, what's up? Listen, we gotta talk. Diddy's team, I've been trying to get this research all day. Diddy's team has been running amok. You guys, there's been a secret war going on, and Diddy thinks he's found a way to completely get the charges dropped and end everything with Cassie. You guys, this is not a drill. We got the court documents. If you guys don't know, Diddy's team has been arguing that, Your Honor, we need to review the documents over the weekend to see if we got everything out of Cassie. The government was like, are you out of your mind? You've already gotten double the time to question Cassie as we did, and we all agreed it would end Friday. What are you trying to do? Go to that's just right, and that seems pretty obvious. However, there is something even more afoot. There is something even more astray. That didn't even make any sense, but I was just trying to be dramatic. You guys, Diddy thinks that they have flipped one of the SMEX workers that Cassie was in a relationship with for multiple years. They are now subpoenaing his lawyer notes. His lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, is saying absolutely not. These notes are attorney-client privilege. Diddy is in front of the judge arguing, no. Because once we see these notes, which people say read like a book, it's going to provide indisputable evidence that Cassie is the mastermind, or at the very least, she is a freak-off queen, and this is what she wanted. Now listen, when I first heard it, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. Why would anybody say that? However, they're saying this particular SMEX worker that Cassie was basically in a relationship with Diddy with for over 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 years. They're saying this worker has irrefutable proof that everything Diddy was saying is true. Now, I know when I said that, I rolled my eyes too, but let's actually go through this because I think it's important to note. You guys, Diddy is playing dirty. And anybody that thinks Diddy is innocent, I want to say innocent people don't move like this. Innocent people don't throw dirt in the face of justice. Innocent people don't have to play these games. But you guys, this is a very, very serious challenge. The prosecution is fighting tooth and nail not to release these notes. Tyrone Blackburn, the attorney representing the SMEX worker, is also fighting not to release the notes. The thing is, I have the legal documents. We're going to go over them. The thing is, this actually might end up blowing up in Diddy's face like everything else he's tried to do. But you know what? Let's get into this mess because, oof. Okay, first of all, let me go over my notes, y'all. For those of y'all that's like, Tisa, you're taking too long to get into the tea. Let's go over to these notes really quick, and then we're going to get into the court documents, okay? All right? Diddy has just subpoenaed one of his old insiders. The escort's name is Clayton Howard, right? Clayton Howard, Diddy, and Cassie were rumored to have been in a throuple for years, okay? Clayton Howard was called to testify by the prosecution. However, the prosecution was rethinking that because Clayton Howard, people are saying, is very, 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 very angry at Cassie. Remember how Cassie said at the end of her testimony, and when they did it, came a thing. So I was in the court, and if they didn't transcribe this, let me tell you what they said. Also, I'm in court Monday through Friday. Turn on your notifications. You know I'm going to give you all the real, right? But Cassie was in court, And they asked her something along the lines of like, do you regret anything? Like, what do you regret? And she's like, I regret all this. I would give all the money back if it means like I get to treat bad to people. I learned to treat people like they were disposable. I learned to be mean, and I never want to be that person again. Okay, right? That's what I said. Okay, Cassie, like what's going on? However, my sources are 100% telling me that one of the people she could have been referring to is Clayton Howard. Again, Clayton and Howard and Cassie, at least he believed, from what my sources are telling me, they had. But on top of that, right, they are saying that this escort, Clayton Howard, one of the reasons why Diddy is now fighting for him to testify, even though the prosecution is like, no, and Tyrone Blackburn is like, you cannot not have attorney privilege notes, is because they are saying he is very angry at Cassie. He does not look at Cassie as a victim. And if anything, he seems oddly pro Diddy. Okay. They're saying that he seems oddly pro Diddy. He feels like Cassie was the one that was mean to him. Cassie was the one that lied to him. Cassie was the one that even when Diddy wasn't around was trying to like, see what that thing do. However, my other insiders are saying that Clayton has misplaced anger. And even though it might have seemed like
This
Cassie
trial is freaking crazy. What in the world, y'all? So we were just watching the TikTok, and we can clearly see that the people are divided between whether they feel that Cassie is a victim or if they feel that Cassie was basically running the show. A lot of people feel that Diddy is being marked right now, and they're just doing it because he's a black man with money. Oh, y'all, the people are extremely divided when it comes to this trial. But it took me a couple days to get in it. A couple days. When I tell y'all, sis, they've been telling me stuff about the trial, and I'm just like, really? Oh, really? I haven't even clicked on it to watch any of it. I think I'm not really clicking to watch it because we aren't getting like able to actually see what's going on. So we just have to depend on these videos from people that are in there. You can't record and this and that. So just got to depend on their notes. But I'm here for it right now. We'll see if I like fall off of it and get bored or whatever. But right now, I'm just listening like, oh my goodness, this is messy.
doing that, the prosecutions can still argue that Diddy just flipped the script. Okay, so get this, right? They said Diddy just subpoenaed one of his old insiders, Clayton Howard. He's a SMEX worker, and he wants Clayton Howard, to hand over a so-called journal. Now, this journal is written like they're saying it's more like a book, right? But it's not a book. It's not a book, right? But Diddy's trying to act like, no, this is like a book or something like that. And Diddy is confident. He thinks this could destroy not only Cassie Ventura's testimony, but take the wind completely out of the prosecution case. And he thinks charges actually might end up getting dropped. Now, before we say, oh, please, that'll never happen. Did anybody think that Diddy would have flipped Gina? Did you think Diddy was going to flip Gina? Again, victim 3 is rumored to be Gina is nowhere around. But here's the thing, and this is what attorney Tyrone Blackburn Esquire is arguing, that the journal is actually a confidential legal outline that Clayton Howard made along with his lawyer Tyrone Blackburn Esquire when he was considering suing Diddy. It was never meant for court, and it definitely wasn't meant to help a man. It was written against. Now, again, the reason why Diddy is wanting Clayton Howard to testify is because, again, Diddy's gotten word that Clayton Howard, sorry guys, Diddy's gotten word that Clayton Howard is actually not on his side, but sees Cassie even more evil than Diddy did, right? But here's the thing, right? Diddy is trying to get Cassie, and we're about to get into these legal documents because they are juicy, but I'm just giving you the setup. Diddy is trying to extend, right, the time that Cassie can testify, she was supposed to stop Friday. He wants it extended, or he wants her to come back, because right now these motions that they have been arguing undercover about what's going to be granted. And if the motion gets granted, they want to sit there and not only question Clayton, but they want to bring Cassie back up on the stand and completely destroy her, because Diddy feels if he can get rid of Cassie, he can get the Smex worker to say something. He then believes that everything else in the case will fall apart, right? He's hoping, not even hoping, they say that Diddy is confident that the document gives him so much to drag Cassie in front of the jury and literally sink the case, right? However, Clayton's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, is saying this is privilege. It's off limits, and Diddy's just trying to go on a fishing trip. Okay, so a few other notes. One second. One more second. I have a few more notes. Sorry about that. I just want to read the notes before we get into this, because it's going to be a lot of really funny legal documents, right? Diddy defense subpoenaed Clayton Howard, demanding all written materials and notes documenting his memories of events in the case. And that means all their free calls, including a journal, okay? Now, these aren't documents created in court. They're private recollections, some of which were allegedly shared with prosecutors and others. I know, I woke up to bring all this tea. I'm going to get to it in a second. The defense argues that no privilege applies, and even if it did once, it's been waived by Clayton Howard discussing the material with third parties and considering publication. Who are these third parties that Clayton might have discussed it with? Well, let's look at it. Did he talk to the Breakfast Club? Did he talk to TMZ? Did he talk to other lawyers? Again, who are these third parties? Remember, I said that Diddy seems like he's invested $7 million into media to plant stories and to buy out people and to shake hands. Now we see why. Now, here's why it's so bold and so risky. We're about to get into the legal documents. Just let me set it up for y'all, right? Diddy is fishing in dangerous waters. Clayton Howard is a longtime Diddy associate. He's a Smex worker. He knows where all Diddy skeletons are. The defense knows if Clayton Howard notes confirm any of the stories swirling around Diddy, especially around Smex parties, coercion, and rugs, it'll devastate their case. Now, hear me out. Diddy thinks Clayton's going to get on stand and use his anger for Cassie to be like, it was her. It was her. She did it right there, right? However, the one thing that Diddy isn't counting on is by bringing Clayton into court, he is low-key confirming that all the stuff happened. It's just up to the jury to believe who was responsible. So even though you think that you're digging a grave for Cassie, it looks like you're going to fall into it. Because the fact that Diddy's team is really trying to make us believe that Diddy was this billionaire mogul doing the damn thing, and Cassie was a 25-year-old woman that was manipulating him, running his thing, doing that, manipulating workers, all this stuff, it just doesn't make sense, right? Especially when she was getting her face bashed in. And I don't even say that lightly, but the fact that anybody expects us to believe that Cassie was running Diddy and was running in control, but yet Cassie was the one always getting her face bashed in. Cassie was the one having to go to plastic surgeons. Cassie was the one that couldn't show up anywhere. It literally defies all logic. Anyway, right? They're saying they are, now here's the thing. If Clayton Howard does this, Diddy, the jury can still say, okay, all this happened. Clayton confirmed it, and we still think you're behind it. But here's the thing. Diddy's team is trying to flip the script. And they can get to the journal first. They're hoping they can shape the narrative or poke holes in it. Now, funny thing about this, when my sources are like, Diddy is trying to flip the script, here's all I want to say, right? Clayton Howard's lawyer is fighting this tooth and nail. The fact that Diddy is fighting for these documents, it makes me think, is he going to try to flip? Sorry, I'll wake up. Is he going to try to flip Clayton Howard? Okay. Now, moreover, listen. Again, okay, anyway, let's move on, right? Also, there's the legal theater. Clayton Howard's lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn, filed a motion to squash, arguing the materials are protected. Diddy's team clapped back, saying that he doesn't even know what's in the journal and can't claim privilege if it's already been shared. The defense is now trying to paint Clayton Howard as unreliable and his lawyer as misinformed. And but the subtext here is deeper. They're scared that Clayton's notes could validate Cassie, corroborate other accusers, or show long-term misconduct if they are not allowed to craft the narrative. However, they are hoping that if Clayton sends this first, it will open a dialogue, and Clayton could go way of victim number 3, who all of a sudden said, never mind, I don't want to do this magically. Now, the Diddy's team is working fast because once these notes go public or get entered by the government, they lose all control. I think this is less about the notes and more about getting involved with Clayton, right? But here's what Diddy is really after. He's dragging Cassie's cross-examination into overtime and grabbing at Clayton Howard's documents. Diddy's legal team is operating a clear strategy: delay the damage, control the documents, overwhelm the witness, and hopefully bring the witness to the side. Again, to me, this is desperation disguised as due diligence. But remember when I told you guys, right? I'm never going to be biased. Now, hear me out. Y'all know I hate a deadbeat dad. Y'all know I hate an abuser. Y'all know I hate the tyranny of evil men or women, right? Just so happened in 2025 ain't been nothing but men doing the tyranny, right? But I'm always going to be unbiased in the way that I can call a spade a spade. This Clayton Howard testimony is in no way going to be a good, if he can get the notes and journal from what my sources are saying that Clayton feels about Cassie and what happened during that time. And also, here's the thing. People are saying that Clayton just didn't have free calls with Cassie. Clayton was Diddy's favorite. So other women, wouldn't it be funny if Clayton had a free call with Gina?
Good morning, y'all. Everybody coming in the chat. We are watching the Diddy trial updates. We're watching Tisa Tells right now. She's talking about the fact that Diddy's lawyers tried to file an emergency motion to have more time to question Cassie, and the fact that everybody is believing that Cassie was a 25-year-old that was basically running Diddy, although Diddy was beating her down to the ground and everything else, running up on doors with hammers and hitting her in the head with egg skillets and all kinds of crazy stuff. They think that, she was the leader.
Other women might have also been involved without Cassie being around. Now, why is that so obvious? It's like this. Clayton, here's the thing. Cassie did, let me just be honest. Cassie said that she was horrible to a lot of people. This is often common with victims of abuse. They learn from the monsters to treat others like monsters. All things can be true at once. Cassie can be Diddy's victim, and Clayton or a sex worker could also be a victim of Cassie. And Cassie could have treated Clayton the way Diddy treated her. But yet and still, Cassie's not on trial. Diddy is. And Diddy is actually the person going through generational curses. I got to be honest. If Clayton testifies, this is not going to be good for the case. This might even be the win Diddy needs for a mistrial. And they're moving fast for a mistrial. Don't forget, Diddy just needs one person to be like, I don't know, before the whole trial goes poof. And Diddy knows that. And Diddy is planning on that. Again, this Clayton Howard, I got to be honest with y'all, this Clayton Howard is not good for Cassie at all. Anyway, let's look at this Clayton motion real quick. I'll put the small me up there. Where am I at? Let's look at this motion really, really quick. Let's go through it, and then we're going to look at the defense response because, baby, when I tell you the nerve. Okay, I'm here. Let me scoot over. Can y'all see me? Is this thing on? All right, let's get into this. First, let's talk about the actual motion to squash. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Everything good in the chat? Listen. And I'm going to get into the second. Also, you guys, this emergency motion just came in last minute. Diddy's response actually just came in last minute. So tomorrow we are going live 2 times. Really quick before we get into documents, I just want to let you guys know. We're going live 2 times tomorrow. The first one, we're going to have our Diddy Fantasy League. We are going to actually go through the charges, go through the burden of evidence. We're going to look at the case the prosecution just submitted so far. Don't forget, your girl was in court all week and not in the overflow room, baby. Your girl was in court watching, listening, feeling energy. I even got Diddy glaring at me a few times, right? Your girl is going to be, since I've been in court, I'm going to go over all my notes and show you exactly word for word. Because a lot of people are like, I don't see Rico, I don't see this, because there's so much you leave out in the lives. It's 8 hours of testimony. We can't fit everything in, but I'm going to go and point to the specific testimony, read this for you. Hold on really quick. Hello? Hold on really quick, y'all. Hi. Hello? Hello? Yes. Okay.
Why she didn't just hit the mute button?
Is it on the? Yes. Okay. All right. Hello. That was my DoorDash driver. Anyway, y'all, we're gonna have to wrap this up in 5 to 6 business days. No, seriously, I'm not DoorDash acting lost. Anyway, I'm like, yes. Anyway, sorry guys. Where was I?
I don't even know where you was, girl. Shoot.
My point of the matter with this is, sorry, y'all. My point of the matter is this with Diddy, okay? Diddy looks at this as an escape hatch. I do believe all things can be true. I also believe that Diddy refuses to believe. For some reason, the prosecution is very, very confident that Cassie is a witness, but she's not the star witness. Diddy is determined, and he truly, truly believes that the prosecution is bluffing him. And he truly, truly believes that the prosecution has, let me move myself over, that the prosecution has nobody else outside of Cassie. And he firmly, firmly believes that if he can get the prosecution on the ropes, right, he firmly, firmly believes that he will, in fact, beat these charges. Now, are these the ravings of the madman? I don't know. But he swears that the prosecution is bluffing and that the most they have to offer and the most compelling evidence is Cassie. And that if he can get Clayton Howard to say bad things about Cassie or to give an alternate narrative, right, then he believes that he is going to beat these charges because he only needs one win. I'll tell you what, there is a woman in the second row of the jury that is not feeling Cassie or the prosecution at all. She seems like she's firmly Team Diddy, okay? And all you need is either her or one man to say.
That's very interesting for a woman to be Team Diddy. Like, I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not saying it's wrong, but that's very interesting for a female to be Team Diddy.
Hey, yeah, we're not doing this. Anyway, let's get into the memorandum of law, shall we? And let's get this mug actually flowing through. Hold on really quick, y'all. Okay, where is the memorandum? Okay. So we're going into the preliminary statement, the factual background. Again, Clayton Howard's lawyer, Tyrone A. Blackburn, is fighting tooth and nail to make sure that nobody can get this. I find it very, very hard. I find it very, very funny, but also like very, very sad that Diddy literally tried to get the case dropped off because people were looking at his work privilege. And now he's trying to get work privilege from Clayton Howard in order to get this thrown out. But we already know this with Diddy. It's 1 for him, 2 for somebody else. Anyway, let's get right into this. We already have the factual background. Now listen to this. Clayton Howard is a private individual who has not been charged or named as a party in this criminal proceeding. He appears solely as a potential witness or interested third party. On or about May 5th, they've been fighting this in secret for a while. 2025, defendant Sean Combs served Clayton Howard with a subpoena according to Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 17C, commanding production of all written materials and notes you have created concerning your memories of events relevant to the above captioned case, including but not limited to portions of the written journal you have been maintaining, that document those memories. Again, you are literally asking for somebody's legal work privilege. Now, how would they know about this? It makes me wonder, did Clayton try to approach or sell the contents of his journal to media? If he went to TMZ, that was the dumbest thing ever, because TMZ is straight Diddy. If he got flipped, that's also dumb because Diddy don't pay anybody, and the federal governments are going to be watching your account. But I tend not to believe that he got flipped by Diddy, because I don't think his lawyer would be fighting so hard. So it makes you think, where did Diddy actually get this information? They said, contrary to the subpoena's characterization, Mr. Howard does not maintain a written journal. Contrary to Diddy's characterization of these documents, he has never maintained a written journal, okay? Instead, he possesses a confidential litigation document entitled Statement of Facts Puffy, explicitly prepared at the direction of counsel during their initial consultation on or about April 7, 2024. His contemporaries' notes from that consultation detailing this directive can be provided for the court in camera inspection upon request. In camera means that it's going to be only the judge looks at it. So you don't hand it over to the jury. You say, I'm going to give it to the judge. I'm going to let Judge Amram look at this. And if Judge Amram thinks that it's good, then that. But I'm out of it. Hear what it is. I trust the judge. That's what it is. In camera also means that the other side cannot see. Okay? They said such directives for clients to document experiences and recollections in preparation for potential litigation are consistent with counsel's customary professional practice and have been routinely employed for numerous other clients. You better go to work. This is Tyrone Blackburn. Douglas Wigburn and Tyrone Blackburn have been eating Diddy cases up. I know that a bunch of bad press is coming out, but when you think about it, Diddy is just buying off everything and everybody, okay? Oh, thank you so much, Kathy Bogle, for the super chat. And I want to thank all you guys from...
Did she go get her DoorDash yet? She frozen or is she looking at something? She looking at something. Girl, we waiting.
This really, really quick. I just got a hot tip from a source. Can y'all just give me one quick second? Talk among yourselves. Where is this mess with Nope, nope. Rebirth. Oh my God. What?
Oh my God, what, girl?
Yeah, you guys, there is going to be a shocker this week. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Let us know what it is.
There's going to, oh, wow. Okay, so listen, also, Diddy really is trying to drag Cassie back to court. However, Cassie is heavily pregnant.
Ooh.
Diddy really actually think that this mistrial is actually going to work if Cassie goes into labor. Because get this, not only if Cassie goes to labor, they are saying that Diddy plans to, if she does go in labor, they want to bring Cassie back after labor for her to continue her testimony.
Oh,
they
Lord.
are saying that Diddy is hell-bent on, there's something wrong with Diddy. Why is he hell-bent on once Cassie has her baby coming back? Like, can y'all just please, like, calm down, Diddy? Damn, Diddy is like obsession. There is literally something wrong with this man. There is genuinely something wrong with this man. I just don't. I don't understand it. Like, what in the world? Okay. All right. Let me focus on this thing, right? They said on or about May 1st, 2024, okay? Mr. Howard emailed an initial version of the Howard outline to counsel. Next week, let me just tell y'all something. I can't say too much, but next week at the Diddy trial is going to be so incredibly juicy. You're not going to believe it. Anyway, He emailed the initial version of the Howard outline to counsel. Following this initial transmission, counsel and Mr. Howard had multiple follow-up conversations wherein counsel provided specific feedback and instructions and guidance. Mr. Howard consistently revised and amended the Howard outline in response to counsel's explicit hold on a second.
Are we holding on? We listening, girl. She responded back to the teeth filler, whoever it is.
One second. Sorry, guys.
I got me some flaming hot oops, y'all. Oh my gosh, my mouth is burning.
Anyway, they said that Mr. Howard consistently revised and amended the Howard outline in response to counsel's explicit instructions, and then provided these updated versions back to counsel through multiple subsequent emails. This iterative collaborative process aimed to refine litigation strategies, evaluate potential claims, and develop comprehensive legal theories related to anticipated civil litigation against defendant claims, right? One second.
No more 1 seconds. No more. What is this?
Hold on a second, guys. I might have to go.
Did the DoorDash come yet, or what? What's going on? She getting that TT.
Okay, so anyway, they said that you guys, next week at trial is going to be next week trial is going to be really, really explosive, like really, really explosive, right? Anyway, he's saying over and over again that you have no right to this. I don't know why I'm giving it to you. Please, I don't want to decide. Judge, you go and decide, okay? He said immediately upon receiving the subpoena on or about May 5th, counsel informed the defendant's attorney, Diddy's attorney, in writing that he requested a document, but the document was protected by attorney-client privilege and attorney work product doctrine. Clearly identified the document's confidential nature, counsel explicitly requested that the defendant withdrew the subpoena. The defendant refused to withdraw the subpoena, necessitating the present motion to squash. The email communications reflecting these objections and responses are attached as exhibit in the motion. So basically, Diddy's team thought that they were going to bully them into getting these things. And you know the one thing I will say about Diddy's arrogance, in no world does anybody have a right to client attorney work product privilege. Now here's the gag. And there's one thing that we need to know. We say that, but the one thing that we don't know is, did Clayton Howard share this with TMZ? Did Clayton Howard actually share this with other people? Because if Clayton Howard did share this with other people, if Clayton Howard did share this with TMZ, well, then we actually have another thing happening. See, here's the thing. Attorney work-client privilege only works if things stay confidential between you, your attorney, or their staff. So what does that mean, right? If I have a meeting with my attorney and I talk about things in the office and there's no other people that aren't a party to it listening, then that is privilege, even if I'm saying something grimy. However, if we have a conversation out in public, and the waitress serving us coffee hears me be like, yo, like, why don't we just tell them A, B, and C? That is no longer attorney-client privilege. It seems like Diddy's team is saying that because they know for a fact, right? Because that they know for a fact that the attorney-client privilege is going on, they are saying that they have no need to honor it, and that anything Clayton has said to his lawyer that he might have shared with news media, they have access to. This is one of the reasons why the judge actually wanted a gag order at anyone. Okay, this is one of the reasons why they actually wanted a gag order on things. Okay, so we have Clayton's motion, but let's get into what the defense said, because the defense said a lot, and they were also really, really ignorant about it, but there's a lot actually hidden in there into what we can actually look into, you guys. Let me just get these documents up. Okay, so this is that, blah, 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 blah. Let's get into what the defense may or may not say. This is also the government being like, stop playing. We do not want this. Hold on, y'all. Let's move this over. Here we are. This is Diddy's response. And I gotta say one thing though, you know, and this goes on to stay with prosecution. You often find that people get the lawyers they deserve, okay? Smart people usually pick smart lawyers. People that are assholes usually pick asshole lawyers. Rude people pick rude lawyers, because your lawyer is your personality, but they know the law, okay? Just like the prosecution, the way they're running their case is a reflection of their personality. So if you ever get a lawyer and you're not feeling their personality and all that sort of stuff, just break up with them as soon as you can, because they are going to ruin the case. Diddy's team is mad, rude, aggressive, demeaning, condescending, and just nasty for no reason, right? They go on to say that he moves to suppress the evidence the government obtained. Hold on, y'all. This is the wrong thing. One second, y'all. One second. Hold on, y'all. We'll get this right. Hold on.
I was about to say, that was part 1. Is this part 2? Okay, yeah. This is part 2, y'all.
You can hear me. Put up one of the Tara Grant. What's up? Thank you for joining the Title Tells family. Put one in the comments if y'all can hear me. Sophia Garcia, thank you so much for joining the Title Tell family. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all?
Yeah, we
can. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. Put a 1. Okay, thank God. I mean, literally working my booty off. Okay, let's get into. Okay, it's a bunch of 1s. Y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm about to start checking the chat instead of just being like yapping. Anyway, I was telling this story. Let me get through this story really quickly. I'm not going to tell the whole story all over again, but let me just tell you about like the weird stuff that happened in court on Friday. And before, when I was just yapping, doing this, and y'all was like, girl, what are you talking about? I was trying to say that it's amazing to me how Diddy's team, in what I'm going to read, this is the response to Clayton Howard. Clayton Howard is a SMEX worker that Diddy wants to flip. Diddy is trying to get Cassie to come testify next week, or to come back and testify after she has her baby. Now, why is he trying to do that? Because he wants to make sure she doesn't have any peace. Diddy is a mean-spirited, I think, bully type of individual. And I truly do believe that his lawyers are now acting as his bullies. I see why Mark Rico.
Okay, y'all. Tisa has ended her live, so I'm getting ready to watch it now. Oh, Cardi, get out of here. Just stop it, okay? I don't got time for your foolery. All right? All right, y'all, here we go. Hold on. I was about to start watching and forgot to even turn the screen on. I was about to really just start zoning in and watching. Let me turn the screen on for y'all. We have company. We have a guest appearance. Cardi is right here up under me. She's bugging right now. So you'll hear her making her little noises.
There's a check. There's been a shocking turn of events. Dawn was on the stand. She gave that same groundbreaking testimony, but you guys, something has
change. Some people say this didn't go good for Dawn. The prosecution tried to make a comeback, but y'all, this might change everything. You guys, we are day 6 live from the Diddy trial. Let's get into it. The girl was live in the main courtroom, not in the overflow room, watching and seeing everything. You guys, I don't know what to think of this. However, we are going to make sense. This changes everything. Diddy was sitting back. He was very confident. Oh, if you want to know the fit chat, there are people, I think, graduating with their citizenship for the U.S. Congrats to the U.S. still letting people in. But this changes every single thing. Okay, so where do we start? Okay, Diddy came in. He had on that same tan sweater. Now, this is surprising because the judge said he can have 5 different sweaters. I think he's worn that tan one twice, but I guess that's his favorite one. Okay, he came in. He was color coordinating with his publicist. It's important to note, none of the kids were there. I'm glad the publicist actually finally started listening and said, wait a second, this is a bad look. When you are talking about incredibly freaky, deaky, just not PG or family stuff, when you are talking about incredible violence, sitting there with your family, even your adult boys who still look like they're in their early 20s, looking stone-faced, kind of makes it seem like, I don't know, it's just a family of degenerates. None of the kids were there. I think that was a very, very good look. Diddy's publicist was there, looking super beautiful. And a dress that actually matched Diddy. It makes me wonder, are they color coordinating? Diddy, the seating chart, he was sitting next to Brian Steele, that is his boo-coo. Mark Garagos, but then when Teeny came, Teeny was the one that actually went. Teeny was the one that actually sat by him. Okay, so we all have that, right? Diddy seemed worried coming in, but as Don's testimony unfolded, he got a little. We're about to get into the testimony, but let me just say this. When it comes to legal, law is not win or decided with one testimony unless there's a smoking gun, right? It's a house and you build it brick by brick. Everybody's testimony builds to make a story, a web so strong that there is no way that you can escape, okay? So keep in mind, when one person has a bad day of testimony, unless that testimony bad is Diddy, because he is the main person, one testimony will not make or break. Keep in mind, we are on day 6. This is expected to go all the way to July 4th. Some people even say that's going to go to July 18th. Keep in mind that Diddy's team has 2 weeks to come onto their defense. Now, a couple of interesting things that happened. We know some of the people that is going to be testifying. Okay, they name dropped Capricorn Clark. They name dropped in somebody named Mia. Of course, that is an alias. We have a bunch more people. It is shaping up who is going to be on Diddy's side and who is not. Now, listen, they didn't say that Diddy's head of security, or at that time head of security, D-Rock, would actually be named as a co-conspirator. However, his name came up a lot. Diddy's team brought it up a lot. It seemed like Diddy's team was kind of be like, oh my God, D-Rock didn't do anything. But also low-key, whenever they said somebody's name, there was an instant, but they were like, who else was there? And Dawn was like, security. Who was security? Roger Bonds, and at that time, D-Rock. So they asked to enter in the pictures of D-Rock in the evidence, and they put it on the screen. And they were like, do you know who's on the screen? And she was like, that's D-Rock, right? The funny thing is, D-Rock's tip picture, he looked like America's Most Wanted. He looked like just untrustworthy. They picked the worst picture they could pick to make him look shifty as all get out. Then they were like, do you recognize who that person is?
So good morning, y'all. This is Tisa Tales live footage from the Diddy trial on Monday, May the 19th. She was just live 30 minutes ago. Her live has ended. Neek at Night was live also. The court is on recess. Everyone is going to get them something for lunch, something to drink, just reset, and they will be back live in a little bit. It is a lot of reporters, a lot of social media influencers. They all there.
And she's like, yeah, that's Roger Bonds. Roger Bonds' picture was sitting there with $1 million Hollywood smile. He looked so wholesome, so happy. He had a face a mother would love and trust. I said, you know what? The prosecution is kin, and I'm here for it. Baby, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that when you get into, you like the 60s split, got the curl going, right? Everybody knows, shout out to the half wig. Everybody knows that when you
Listen, law is nothing but theater. And if you don't know how to run theater, then baby, you shouldn't be in law. Okay? And the prosecution, they was keying on putting up a picture of D-Rock looking like a certified dirtbag and Roger Bonds looking like a choir boy. Right? Anyway, Summer Party 1999 says, brains, beauty, tenacity. You got it all. Keep going with the good work, Miss Tisha. You are my go-to for this trial. Thank you so much. Lisa McClung said, I became a member this morning. Thank you, Lisa. I love you, Tisha. I love you too, Lisa. You are
He's definitely about to be my go-to for the trial. For real. Her and Nick at Night. As long as they stay on it, I'm be watching from the bushes a little bit. I don't know if I'll do many lives covering it, but I will be watching, y'all.
definitely a true teller. I know Epsom salt is great, but I've always been a cowgirl girl. I've been doing the Epsom salt just to make sure. And you guys, I really want to give a shout out to everybody that has been helping me fund this trip. Everything I am paying out of my pocket is a love story to you guys. Everything from security to accommodation to defense. So I really enjoy you guys. And thank you for helping me last week to actually extend my trip. We're going to go all the way to the top. All right, let's get into this Dawn stuff. Oh, thank you. It's good to see you too, Mama. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let me sit down because it's windy and I got on like a tennis skirt and that thing is blowing up. So let me just sit down before I give everybody a real show. Okay, so where are we at with this? Okay, y'all like this? Y'all like the curls? Y'all like the thing? Right? Once I discovered half wigs 2 years ago, I was like, not wigs, but half wigs. I was like, I ain't never straightening and curling my hair again. Anyway, all right, so listen. So what happened? All right, Diddy, no cam, blah blah blah. Okay, now I'll get into this, but there was a little back and forth over what could be submitted. That's when we actually found out who would be the conspirators, some of them, and who would actually be the witnesses. Harvey Pierre, I believe, is definitely going to be named as a co-conspirator. His name came up over and over and over. Now there's a chance Mr. Pierre is testifying against Diddy, but I doubt that very much. But you never know. Let's see, right? We also got, hold on, y'all. We also got there is Miss Morgan. That might be Capricorn Clark. There is Kid Cudi's name came up. Mr. James's name came up. Who else? Capricorn Clark, Roger Bonds, James Diamond. James. Of course, Dawn, she was testifying. Again, Harvey Pierre is going to be a co-conspirator, right? To overcome hearsay because specific threats made to Dawn with violence. There was also David James. There was, I think that was actually James, okay? It was USA Attorney Slonick that was doing the questions. I thought she did an amazing job. Who else did they talk about? Oh, they talked about the chef. The chef, I believe, is Chef Robles. It looks like she is going to be testifying against Diddy, of course. Listen, the defense tried to get a lot of this testimony barred. However, they did get a lot of testimony actually taken in, you know? Listen, everybody hit the like button. You know I'm trying to grow. Please, the encouragement means so much. All right, let's get into this. Now, listen, some people say that Dawn was useless. Let's get into it because I don't think so. Honeybee said, God bless you, Tisa, for all that you do. Excellent reporting. Now, listen, let me be clear. Dawn seemed like at first that she was actually changing her story. Malika Garrett, thank you so much for the super chat. Where my bumblebees at? I'm sitting by the grass. The other day when we were here, there were giant, cute little chubby, furry bumblebees flying around. I said, ooh, good luck. Anyway, right? I was stalking a bumblebee on my live. Cousin Pam said the fit is fitting and the hair is giving. That girl, love it. Oh, thank you. Okay, so listen. We need to say this before we get into Dawn's testimony because I'm always going to be hard. Was it the strongest? No. Okay? Because, Miss Westmoreland, that is the black woman on Diddy's team. She is very, very excellent. Okay? She did a great job. I see why Brian Still and her work closely together. Her, Xavier, and Brian Still are on the MF money, right? They are a problem that the prosecution needs to get on their thing. The rest of Diddy's team, okay, whatever, right? But I definitely think that they are a problem. So
where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Oh, thank you, Mama. So where are we at with this? Okay, let's get into Dawn's testimony, right? Um, um, Okay, so first of all, the U.S. attorney starts off and they talk about Dawn with the egg skillet and Diddy calling us back. She says, "Can you take us through that again?" Okay, Crystal Cove, thank you so much for the super chat. Right? Listen. Also, really quick, yeah. Okay, so listen. So that actually happened, right? However, she went back to Cassie that she tried to hit him with the skillet, right? That Diddy told her that was just passion, that they were seeing that Cassie was okay, that if they said anything, they would go missing. She took that to mean they would be murked. She didn't react. She was shocked and scared the first time with dirty money around them, and she didn't want to continue. She said she saw Cassie.
So Diddy told Dime that him hitting Cassie in the head with a skillet is them being passionate. Sure. Passionate. Normally you hear like, okay, the woman didn't hit the man in the head with a skillet or whatever. That's what y'all hear on the stories. But here in this real here life right here, Diddy out here hitting his women in the head with skillets.
Frequently after that,
What?
studio, hotels, and house. And studios, the hotels, and of course, Daddy's house, Diddy's house, whatever. They said Daddy's house was the studio. She said she saw frequent violence. And they asked, what was the violence? She said, I saw him punch Cassie in the mouth and stomach. I saw him choke her. I saw him drag her. Now, pay attention to this testimony, right? Y'all know I'm going to give the dramatic reinterpretation. I'm trying to get a good angle. I'm like sitting in the sun. I'm trying to give the dramatic reinterpretation, but honestly, y'all, like, I think a lot of people will say this wasn't good. I didn't see it like that. I saw this as the prosecution prepping all the witnesses to be completely honest, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. No need to play to the crowd. No need to put 20 on 10. Tell them what you felt and tried. I thought that Cassie and Dawn were very, very truthful. And let me just listen to this, right? But again, she got tripped up with Miss Westmoreland, and there were some parts that I was like, ooh, there were some parts I was like, oh, I fear Miss Westmoreland just ate Dawn all the way up. Okay, we got to call a spade a spade. All right. She said, why did Cassie get hit? And she said, why? Anytime she spoke up, she said Cassie was super, super soft spoken. It was random. If she wanted to perform, if she had an opinion, if she opened her mouth, Diddy would be like, pop, 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 right? Pop, 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 pop. Anyway, right? Again, Cassie was very quiet and soft-spoken. She said that they were like, well, how come you didn't stick up for her? This is prosecution still questioning Dawn. She was like, yo, I feel like if I spoke up, if this is the way he treated his girl that he was supposed to love, what was he going to do to me? Someone that he didn't know he was giving an opportunity. And to be honest with you, I needed that dirty money stuff, right? She said, who was present when she was beaten? She said, Capricorn Clark, Harvey Pierre, and Mia. I have it on good authority that Capricorn Clark is testifying for the prosecution. Harvey Pierre, we don't know yet. He might have flipped, but it sounds like he was actually testifying. And then, of course, you got Mia, right? Mia testifying for the prosecution. Okay. Those are the people that witnessed this. They said Mia and Capricorn were Diddy's assistants and the head of Brownwork. It makes me think, is Mia KK? Because how many other assistants did this man have? Was that KK? Jay also said D-Rock and bonds for security. Again, that's where the prosecution started keying, and they put up a dirtbag picture of D-Rock. The government was king, all this other stuff. Putting up a picture of Roger Bonds looking so wholesome and happy. I said, okay, I see what you guys are going. They said that what would happen when Diddy hit Cassie. They said nobody would do anything. Security wouldn't even respond. They said, where did she hit her? I saw him hit her in the face, the lips, the eyes, the knees, right? Cassie used clothing and glasses to cover up. They said at the festival to announce dirty money, there was a particularly horrifying scene. They were getting ready in Diddy's New York City apartment, right? And Cassie and Diddy were arguing in the hallway right outside of, y'all see the federal building? We're arguing in the hallway right outside of the bathroom where Kalina and Dawn were doing their makeup, okay? Dawn said she saw Diddy punch Cassie in the face with a closed fist. Cassie went into the bathroom. I guess the door was open. Cassie went into the bathroom crying, and she was just looking for some way to, like, make sense of it. Okay. Listen. Dawn said she saw Cassie's eyes swelling. Cassie literally started going to work doing makeup to hide. She said she wore sunglasses, right? She said she remained by Cassie's side after the beating, right? There was a picture that the prosecution put up when Cassie was wearing sunglasses, Dawn was wearing sunglasses, and Kalina were wearing sunglasses, and none of them took the sunglasses off because they said they did that in solidarity with Cassie, okay? She also said there was a 2010 incident. Antonia, thank you so much. You said, thank you for all you do. I love your commentary. Thank you, Antonia. There was a 2010 incident in a West Hollywood restaurant. They said Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach. There were people from Bad Boy Label. There were celebrities. Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach. They were like, who was there that worked for Diddy? And Dawn was like, because the prosecution only asked her, and this is important to remember, who was there that worked for Diddy?
So it's like all these people are saying that they witnessed this, and Cassie basically wasn't asking for it. Like, she wasn't loud with Diddy and rah and hit me, Nick. None of that. And he just hauling off and punching her and kicking her and hitting her in the head with skillets and everything else. And there are actually females out here that are like, oh, she wanted it. Oh, she was the leader. She was the leader, and he's just a black man that fell for it. What the fuck? What the hell? What the hell is going on here?
Victoria Anderson, thank you so much for the super chat. Dawn said HP, right? Harvey Pierre, Capricorn Clark, Mia, Roger Bonds, and also somebody called Glenn Harper, right? They showed a picture of Harvey Pierre. They put up a picture of him looking sinister in his suit, looking like Lex Luthor. I said the prosecution is king. They said Harvey Pierre answered to Diddy. He did nothing about intervening, but Harvey Pierre got in the car to head, so they all got in the car, the little Sprinter bus, to head back to the LA house. Kimberly Coins, thank you so much for the super chat. They were arguing. D-Rock was driving. Diddy was sitting next to Cassie. Dawn and Kalina were sitting in the last seat, right? Romel P, thank you so much for the super chat. She said out the blue, Diddy literally grabbed Cassie by the neck and slapped her mouth and told her to shut the F up. And everybody went quiet for the rest of the trip, all right? Now, she said Cassie had big dreams. She wanted to make an album. He
did this in front of everybody.
She wanted to be a superstar. Diddy didn't like when they talked to Cassie about anything. Diddy didn't like when they talked to Cassie about the album. Nicola, thank you so much for the super chat. Daniela Johnson, you said thanks for what you do. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for all the funding. Okay, so what else happened? Diddy would be calm. Sometimes Diddy would be calm. Sometimes he would be angry, volatile. It really didn't matter whether he was calm or volatile. One thing for certain was he was hitting Cassie out the blue in front of everybody, and everybody would just act like it didn't happen. They said when that happened, Cassie just looked out the window sad for the rest of the thing. Latoya Neely, thank you so much for the super chat. Listen, now Kalina did say whenever she got Cassie alone, she would tell Cassie, yo, you should you are a victim. You should 100% leave, right? Diddy was made aware of the discussion because Cassie Ventura would tell Diddy, yo, they told me to leave you, right? Diddy went up to her and said, yo, you better stay the MF out of my relationship. You're here to work. Listen, and he also, Harvey Pierre, and
why would she go back and tell him that they said I should leave you?
Diddy both said if y'all keep going at this trying to make Cassie leave me, things are going to get very dark and sinister for you, right? And that they would pay for it. The consequences for not staying in line. Listen, anyway, they said Harvey Pierre would speak to her and say, this is going to get dark and lonely for you if you don't start listening to Diddy and leave Cassie alone. But she said she couldn't because what she saw and witnessed was beyond brutal. Now, I'm just telling you, this is what dawned with the prosecution. We are about to get to the defense where Miss Westmoreland did her thing. But I think that the prosecution came back and did a good job of explaining everything all over again. Abjit Bunder, thank you so much for the super chat. And also Ashley Poole, 3161. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so listen. Listen, she said that she saw Diddy with drugs in the studio. Hold your power. Thank you so much for the super chat. She said she saw Diddy drugs in the studio with a little LB pouch. What was in there? She said that he had a dealer that would bring him drugs, Plan B, birth control, E, Molly. Diddy had a certified CVMF, a CVS, a Walgreens literally bought to him Plan B and rugs and birth control. Now, why does that tie in? Why is that Plan B so important? Because remember when he said, right? Remember when everybody said that Cassie, Diddy didn't want her to use protection when she was with the sex workers. And remember how the government is asserting that Diddy had, somebody said, is Gene Deal here? Will you be interviewed?
And that's crazy because Cassie said that eventually the antibiotics wouldn't work. They wouldn't work. She said that she had sores on her tongue from doing so many activities that she was just sore down there. Oh my goodness gracious. And that's where the Plan Bs come in effect.
Interviewing him. If I see Big Unk, I will be interviewing him, right? ONW, welcome to the Tattletales. And Pretty Brown One said, great job, team. Love watching you. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. So anyway, listen. This feeds into my mind because there's the thing. A lot of people are looking at this perspective like, ooh, tea, this and that. And don't get me wrong, there is tea. That's why I'm in the middle of a break on this. But on the other hand, you got to think about it. This goes into the point of Diddy having complete control over Cassie. Think about it. Why would you have your drug dealer bring Plan B and birth control? Okay? It's like a verifiable CVS. Like she said, Cassie is a grown woman. Cassie made grown woman decisions. If you're making grown woman decisions, then why does Diddy have his drug dealer bringing E, Molly, ketamine, but Plan B and birth control? That's to make sure that Cassie took her birth control. Diddy didn't want to rely on Cassie. He wanted somebody to give it to her and administer to it. The Plan B, Diddy liked for sex workers to blank inside of Cassie. Why? Because Cassie, according to people, I think Cassie said it, Diddy liked for the sticky stuff to be spread over his nipples whenever he took Cassie. Oh, no, according to the sex worker, whenever he took Cassie in the room alone, he liked for it to be spread on his bosom, if you will. Do you see how this is all time?
This is fucking disgusting. What in the whole layer of Hades is going on here? So he liked for her to engage with sex workers and then put their fluids on his chest. So engage with the sex workers. They skeet skirt inside Cassie, and then but what I guess for Cassie to like reach in and pull it out and smear it up on his chest. What the hell? What the hell, Barry? What the hell is going on here? That what? That's God. I'm speechless.
Tying together. You see what I'm saying? And I get it. But it made whenever I said it's a house, not like it's a brick by brick is how you build justice. All these little details are leading credence to past testimony. Why, if Cassie was the grown woman that completed anatomy, were you in charge of making her take Plan B whenever you wanted? Were you in charge of making her take birth control? What Cassie didn't even have, as a grown woman, like the defense said, complete autonomy even over her body. BB said, as a DV and child SA survivor, your work has been healing to my soul. Oh, BB, thank you so much. Sending healing energy to you for subject, right? So, what else happened, right? They said this person that supplied Diddy traveled everywhere, right? Both domestic and international. It was in an LV little happy sack. Diddy never changed his way. Let's not forget Brandon was taken with like a little happy sack, probably LV too. They said that Diddy offered drugs to Dana DeCane. I'm not Dana DeCane, to Dawn, Kalina, and Cassie Ventura. Dawn says, I never took drugs. I mean, I smoked a little weed, but I didn't take drugs, okay? The defense was like, on the cross was like, you never took drugs? Dawn was like, I mean, I pretended to sometimes, but I really never took them. And I said, shout out to me. I'm drug free too, baby. I know how that is. Everybody partying, and you're like, yeah, I'll see you guys, right? They said, Dawn only saw, she said that she saw a gun with Diddy in the studio. Now, multiple people have said that Diddy stayed with that hammer on them. On top of that, please let us remember, and this is the most shocking thing, they found how many choppers in Diddy's LA home.
So is that the hammer that they were saying Diddy was hitting the door with? Diddy was attacking Cassie, and Cassie ran inside a room or a house or something, and they said that Diddy was beating on the door with a hammer. Is that what they were referring to? I thought they was actually talking about a real hammer.
When they raided it with the serial numbers filed off in the closet, like, get out of here, right? She said Diddy kept his gun in his lower waist bag. D-Rock and Roger Bonds also kept them hammers in their lower back. She said it was a fearful environment until 2000, until they left. She said that she was a singer. Diddy would always reach out to her only when she was doing good. And first, he would try to FaceTime her. She wouldn't answer. He would keep having more and more. Honeybee Bears, thank you so much for the super chat. Diddy would keep having more and more and more reach out to her until she finally answered, right? She said because she knew the way Diddy rolled, she was always pleasant and kind to Diddy. They said that when she left, Diddy and Harvey Pierce said, you better not expose anything that you found out or there will be problems. She said in 2024, after Cassie filed her lawsuit, in 2023, she was ready to share. She filed a civil lawsuit. She talked about the treatment of others. The lawsuit is still pending. She's not aware of any settlement money that was demanded, but she is expecting justice. But she has not received any compensation so far for her work and music from Diddy. Sherry Hunt, welcome to the Tattletales, right? So anyway, listen. At that point, this is my note. Dawn seems really good, right? She can't be moved. She has a great tone. She's in control of phrasing. And that's when things went off the rails. So Westmoreland was like, so you said in your civil suit that you saw him hit Cassie with a frying pan, right? And when you spoke to the U.S. attorneys, you said that he attempted to hit Cassie with a frying pan. So which is it? And at one point you said you heard him do it. So which is it? Was it attempted? Did you see it? Or was it heard, right? V. Roman Nee said he needs to give it up. Now, here's the thing, right? And we got to be real about this, right? When that happened, I get it. Everyone's like, oh my God, Dawn just got caught in a lie. But as Dawn kept saying, this is stuff that is more than a decade old. And when you think of things that are trauma, you push it out your head. To me, all the violence Dawn said Diddy did, the only thing that Diddy's attorney can say is, well, you said I hit her in the head with the frying pan, and I attempted to hit her head in a frying pan. And I was like, are you really basing your defense about it didn't connect and what did it do? You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense, right? They said, now when this happened, Diddy sat back because he was enjoying all this. He really thought that Dawn was getting discredited. I didn't see it because in my mind, I was like, you're cherry picking random details, which honestly wasn't a good look that she couldn't remember. But at the end of the day, sorry y'all, she's cherry picking random details. But at the end of the day, like, you're not talking about any of the other violence. But you're saying like, okay, I may have hit her 99 times, but that one time I didn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, I guess, right? Then they went into, okay, she said, Miss Moreland was like, do you know the difference between hitting versus throwing? And Dom was like, yeah, I do. And she said, do you know the difference between throwing eggs and throwing a pan? And I'm like, okay, like, what issue are you making? If somebody says they hit you in the head with a pan or threw the pan at you or threw the hot eggs from the pan, At the end of the day, you inflicted violence, right? Okay, it's right. She actually threw eggs, right? Now they said they're hearing, and then she did say, okay, but one time you testified, you heard the pan hit the wall. Now that was a little damaging because I was like, there's a big difference between hearing a pan hit the wall and actually seeing something. So Nino676, oh, well, Lisa, good morning. First of all, oh, thank you. Always love your outfits. Thank you for super chat. You are amazing. I love your professionalism. If the tea ain't coming from you, not good. Thank you so much. Gene Dill said, Gene Dill is there. Did you see him yet? So I'm out on a break. I sneak out. I'm in the main courtroom. Gene Dill might be in the overflow. I'm going to try to catch him. If y'all got access to him, tell him I'm looking for him. I'll probably see him after court. Latrice Strong, thank you so much for the super chat. I wonder if Gene Dill is testifying, but let's get into this, right? Okay, so there was the best of the recollection. She said, how did you explain saying 4 different stories? She said, to the best of my recollection. Now, let me tell you this. This was when I looked and I said, okay, Diddy's team is having the key. Because everybody knows that the reason why the U.S. Attorney's Office calls you back so many times over things that are over like decades old, it's for a very, very simple reason. Because the more you ask people stuff, the more they remember, especially if it's trauma that they want to push through the back of the head. But honestly, even with like an ex that I couldn't stand, people had to remind me that stuff actually happened, because as time goes, you literally do forget stuff, but the more you talk to people around it, the more you start forgetting, the more it comes back. That is literally the meaning of recollection. Honestly, but actually what happened.
That's true. That is very much true. But the reason that they keep asking her and asking her and asking her is so they can catch her up in some type of lie. So if she says something by mistake, they're going to try to use it and say that she's lying or she's making it up, like they said. Did he hit her with the eggs or did he hit her with the pan? Did the pan hit the wall or did you hear it? So they doing their job. They are doing exactly what Diddy has paid them to do.
Like, and even if it was traumatic things you actually tend to push out. Again, not making excuses for Dawn, but things typically like that happen. Jazz Fit said, love you, preach. Thank you so much, Jazz. Okay, so they also had, so they said, okay, you had like 8 interviews with the U.S. attorneys, and Dawn was like, yeah. And she said, you forgot to say that you felt that he said people go missing, and Dawn was like, no, that's not true. I said it a few times, but it took me a time to jog my memory, right? F you said, appreciate you and your work. Love and peace from Germany. Thank you so much. Let me tell you something. I really honestly do feel with that they literally are having a key too. Because at the end of the day, she did tell the U.S. Attorney's Office that she feared for her life with Diddy, okay? She said there was other incidents of hitting with D-Rock, Cassie, of course, Capricorn Clark, which is, so then they asked about, what about the time when you said Diddy got punched in Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach. Hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you. So I was like, what about the time when they are saying like, Cassie, no, she said, listen, I saw Cassie get punched in the stomach in a restaurant in West Hollywood, and there were celebrities and, staff around. So then the prosecution was like, really? There were celebrities? She was like, yes. She was like, who was there? She said, Jimmy Levine, Ajay, Jimmy Levine, Neil Kane, all these people. And she was like,
all these people there witnessing him abuse this woman. That is fucking ridiculous.
oh, how come you didn't mention that the first time? And she's like, because prosecution asked me who were the employees. And she's like, oh, so you just forgot all these celebrities? And she was like, no, they didn't ask me. Again, when you are on the stand, you must only answer the questions that you were asked. If I ask you what you ate for breakfast, you cannot tell me in any way what you ate for lunch. Do you feel me? Y'all feel me, right? Anyway, right? They spotted. So then she was like, you also said that Cassie was drug up through the grass. And she was like, I never said that. And they were like, you didn't say that? And she's like, no, that was a miscommunication from my thing. So here's the thing, right? I saw what she was doing. She was trying to impeach her. But as much people say that Dawn got caught lying, is Dawn was caught lying? The lawyer, Miss Westmoreland, who's very, very good, right? She would have, Brian Still's whole team, or the people, I don't know if she's on this team, but they definitely clicked up, right? the lawyer would have impeached her. Dawn did not get impeached. She had a good excuse for why she couldn't remember, even though she's like, you kept changing your story. You guys, can we get out of habit? Just because somebody says you're having an affair, if the witness said, I'm not having an affair, and the lawyer keeps referring to it as an affair, that doesn't make it an affair. The same way if she said, oh, your story changed, no, it evolved over time. And again, that's why the police, when they interview witnesses or suspects for even a crime, the police and the detectives visit you multiple times. You don't just sit there, right? You don't just sit there and keep going, more and more and more. You don't just say, oh, we already talked to you. You keep going. Anyway, Lisa McClung, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, also, I want to say what's up to Stacy. Stacy said, you're awesome and working hard, girl. I love to be there with you and talk about the saga. Keep up the good work. You guys, I think I'm going to start interviewing people that actually watch the trial to get their opinion so we can start having man on the street interviews. IJN121 said, girl, you better work, doing a fab job. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so another thing, right? They said, what about this when you said Cassie got punched in the face, right? Official Lee said, love you. He said, Lady Diane said, this is better than network coverage. You go, girl. Thank you. So there was a time they also tried to literally trip up Kalina, and they were like, yo, what about the time when you interviewed? No, you told the government that you saw Cassie being punched in the face. And she's like, that is correct. And she was like, but was it not being filmed? And Dawn was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, when it was that festival, wasn't the cameras there? Weren't you being filmed all the time? And she was like, yeah. And she's like, so how did they not catch the punch? And Dawn was like, there was no cameras in the bathroom. And she was like, oh, well, what about when y'all was in the hallway? And she was like, yeah. But even then, I can answer that. What if the camera? Why would because she was like Cassie and Diddy were thing. Why would Cassie and Diddy start arguing on cameras for a TV show when they're trying to be making dirty money? They were trying to be the golden couple. Let's also not forget that a lot of stuff from Making of the Band was filmed. And where's that now? Anyway, Black Sheep said, T, you're smashing it. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So anyway, literally, I was just like, okay, now Westmoreland is dragging out. Why on earth would cameras be filming Cassie and Diddy arguing when they were trying to be on their Beyonce Jay-Z stuff before Beyonce it was Jay-Z, right? Listen. Anyway, she said Kalina witnessed everything. Listen, I did make a note that I don't think that Kalina is the best witness until the prosecution got up and rehabbed the witness, right? First of all, the prosecution tried to even draw doubt on whether Diddy had a gun. It's known Diddy carried a gun. Diddy would tell people he carried a gun. Anyway, Lisa McClung said, I gifted a membership. This is my second super chat. Oh my God, you guys, make sure you thank Lisa and thank you for the super chat. Also, Honeybee Therapy, thank you so much for the super chat. So anyway, they said Diddy had to, they said Diddy had guns because he had to, listen, Bella Rose Speaks said, GD, good morning. T said, other bloggers leave out so many details. Listen, every blogger is doing the best. I'm just glad y'all here listen to my version. But you know, life is a box of chocolates. Go ahead and sample every one you want, right? So anyway, they were like, well, did he have to protect himself? And I rolled my eyes and said, are you serious? Are you serious? Listen, the Making of the Band stuff, right? The J-Lo stuff. Diddy literally, like, stop it. This is well-known stuff. And I said, okay, whatever, right? Diddy is known to have hammers, right? She said, why didn't you mention you saw Diddy with a gun? She said, because I wasn't asked by the feds. And she said, did you ever see Diddy pull the gun out? She said, no. Did you ever see you waved it? No. Did you ever see it cock it and put bullets in it? And I said, are we reenacting a scene from Tombstone? I'm your Huckleberry. What is this? A Clint Eastwood, John Wayne cowboy music? Did I ever see him cock it, put bullets in? Is this a Silence of the Lambs? Kaiser Sosa? Where are you going with this? It sounds like she's dragging it. Did you ever see him wave it? She said, no. I just saw it in the back of his waistband because that's the way. I'm paraphrasing now. Well, I'm adding my own opinion now because that's the way that people that carry guns, that when they're really planning to use them, that's the way they carry them. They literally wave it in the air and act like they don't care, right? They don't wave it in the air. They don't cock it. They don't put bullets in it. That's the way that they act, right? So Mesquite said prosecution needs to get Justin's coach who he attacked. Exactly. I would like to see that. In present, love your coverage. Keep it up, girl. Of course, Diddy was side-eyeing you. You're doing the damn thing. Thank you so much. So also, they were like, okay, let's talk about the drugs you talked about. She said, so you pretended to do drugs. She said, yeah, I did. But this falls, and she backed off of that because she realized it. This falls into the point of, if you were Diddy, he demanded everybody get high, high, high. And the only way to get around it was to fake it. Why else would you fake doing drugs unless you're in an environment where you need to be coerced? She agreed her story didn't change, but evolved. They also, she said when she was threatened by Diddy, she actually reached out to Diddy because and she said, but you reached out to him. And she's like, yes, I did. So they were like, okay, no further questions. So I made notes and said, she responded kindly. She still needed him. She reached out to Diddy, right? And there was a time, she said there was a time that she was asked to reach out to him. And she said, and the girl was like, oh, so you initiated contact? And I said, okay. They said, in fact, you reached out on several occasions. And she was like, I mean, a little bit. And she said, oh, so you were, again, I saw it as her being scared that Diddy was an industry gatekeeper and she needed to work with him. Stephanie Cooper said, hi, first time and love how you bring it in. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate you. They said in 2009, they dismantled Dirty Money. Let me speed through this. Then they tried to play her and be like, you never reached the success you had with Dirty Money. And Kalina was like, I have been a successful musician. She's like, oh, not as successful. She's like, no, I have had success and I continue to have success. Nancy Bermudez Gamble, thank you so much for the super chat. They said you asked to be signed as a solo artist at Diddy. She said, that's true. And she said, so you felt like Diddy ruined your career and you were angry about it. She said, I did feel like Diddy ruined my career, but I was more saddened by it. Also, Nino 676 0LI said, what people forget is them guns have serial numbers that were scratched off. So not only is he dealing sex trafficking, he might have run charges too. Exactly. I think those might fall under the criminal organization, right? And anyway, they said that she said, oh, he ruined your career not once but twice. And I said, okay, but isn't this proving everything? And she said that he succeeded in the past. Now they compensate for work to put forth. Anyway, so then the U.S. attorney asks a series of U.S. Slavnik asks a series of questions about employment and working for Dana DeCabe. They said, why did you sue in the civil lawsuit? She said, because I was in an environment not conducive for an employee. That's why she didn't want to come back. And she said she never discussed how much she was paid, even though, to be fair, I could have sworn that she said that Dirty Money would get paid. Diddy would get paid $250,000 for a Ciroc appearance, and Dirty Money would only get paid $5,000, right? Anyway, Lourdes Soto said, first time you're doing amazing. Please treat yourself to a little something. Thank you, Lourdes. You know I will. Carly Fernell said, hey, what's up, Carly Fernell said, for your top-notch coverage. Love you, Tisa. Keep bringing the truth. Thank y'all so much. Okay, also, they said that never discussed how much paid. So they said, let's talk about the various meetings, right? Let's talk about the demand letter, why your memory changed, all this stuff. Now, this is to me the number one way that the prosecution rehabilitated Dawn's image, because she was allowed to explain, right? She said she couldn't remember everything because it was really traumatic and she was trying to forget. The environment was volatile. Over time, her memory became clear once she talked to people who were there and reconnected, right? Tracy Carr, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, listen. Also, they said over time, the memory became clearer, right? Also, speaking with others. She said she answers the questions as best as most accurate as she can. I do want to say one thing. Dawn looked super pretty. She had on like a Cab Calloway suit with a tie and a duster in the prettiest way. She was wearing like a grayish kind of check neutral. She looked so pretty. Sonia C said, you're doing an awesome job. Keep up the good work. Ivy Curtis said, hey, Tisa, small lunch with me. Let us see your outfit today. Love and appreciate your con, right? Listen, let's go. Here is the live. Hold on. This is my outfit. I'm sitting down because the wind is blowing and I don't want the skirt to blow up. Thank you so much. Hold on. What happened? Wait. What happened? Wait, hold on. I'm trying to. Can you guys hear me? What is going on? What happened to my? my video. Hold on, y'all. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Jada Gemini said it's named Diddy Dirty Money for a reason. Can y'all hear me? Then why can't y'all see me? Where is my camera? Where's my camera? Oh, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know me touching these buttons. Anyway, right? Also, so they got straight to the point. They said, okay, it's cool. So we can quibble over whether he hit her with a frying pan or not. We can quibble over whether he threw a frying pan or eggs. But let me ask this, right? Listen, were you threatening to keep quiet? Absolutely. The frying pan incident, right? You've been thinking a lot about it. That's why you remember, right? Do you have any doubt that he tried to strike Cassie? She said no. Do you have any doubt that Cassie laid in the fetal position? Absolutely not. Do you have any doubt that he dragged Cassie up the stairs by her hair and you heard screaming and breaking glass? No. Do you have any doubt that you were threatened to stay quiet? She said absolutely not. And what's Hollywood? Did I ask you what employees or what celebrities are there? She said, you asked me what employees were there, ma'am. Then they said, when you said that Cassie was pulled and dragged across the grass, you misspoke. She said, yeah. She said, what did you mean? Stephanie Cooper said, hey, I can hold the camera from you. I could use a job. Stephanie, email me. She said, she said, I saw Cassie get grabbed by the neck and her head was slammed into the window and Cassie just looked straight. She said, for making of the band, why did you reach out to Diddy to work with them? She said, because I wanted to reconnect with Lori Gibson. I knew there was a making of the band reality show that Diddy wasn't going to be involved in. And Lori Ann Gibson told me to reach out to Diddy. And if Diddy said, oh, he didn't mind, she could work together. She said, I wanted a relationship with Lori Ann Gibson. I contacted Puff on her directive. Lori Ann told her to reach out to Diddy directly. Kalina, she said, why did you say you wanted to get 30 money back? And she said, I did it for a friend. She said, Kalina was having issues.
My bad, y'all. I done started watching TikTok and forgot we was even watching this about the Diddy thing. Everybody, make sure y'all smack that likety like button. I think we are we 15 minutes from 2 hours. So we're gonna keep watching and then we'll shut it down eventually.
And I wanted to get back in the band. She said, I was really just trying to help out a friend because Kalina was in a really, really dark place. And like, I really wanted to help her out. I know she regretting it because now Kalina done turned on her, right? And she said, I really didn't want to go back. It wasn't a good environment. It was disgusting, right? Now, at this point, Diddy is sitting there reviewing notes, getting mad and mad and mad. You know, he passed some notes down to Miss Westmoreland. And unlike Tinny Gargos and Mark Agnafilio, that every time Diddy passed them a dumb note, they actually read it. Hey, what's up? Every time he passed him a dumb note, he actually reads it. She looked at those notes Diddy passed to Miss Westmoreland, read on them, folded them, and put them to the side and never looked at it again, baby. She said, Diddy, you ain't ruining this. This is my reputation. I'm going to do what I do. Anyway, I literally said, well, let's see if she uses it. Anyway, yeah, that is what happened. Desiree Howard said, I took myself out to lunch away from the office just so I can listen to you in peace. Thank you so much. And Elevated Associates, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, some feels likely. Some feels likely I'm there. Oh, it feels like you're there. Thank you so much. Shout out to Detroit. I'll say one thing. Motor City is the ground zero for chocolate Barbie. Shout out to all the Detroit Barbies. Beautiful gene pools over there.
Y'all. Oh my goodness. I was watching Auntie D live this morning and all of a sudden, like, she just jumped off. She literally just ended the live at 13 minutes. She went live on TikTok and oh my gosh, her son, they're saying he jumped off of a bridge into the water. Auntie D says she received a text message from him saying that he loves her and she did her best for him and that he loves her and loves his family. And now they cannot locate Chris. They're saying he jumped off the bridge into the water and divers are in the water looking for him now. Shay had two seizures within the last week. She was admitted to the hospital. They got her from the hospital, tried to go get something to eat. She had another seizure. They took her back to the hospital. Now her son has possibly tried to take his own life. I don't know. I'm just so speechless today at what is going on. As of 2 hours ago, Auntie D was live on TikTok and said the divers are looking for her son. He jumped off the bridge. My goodness gracious, this is too freaking much. Mm-mm-mm. I don't even, that's crazy.
I think Detroit, Chicago, Philly, New York, of course, LA, got the best gene pools of black people. Let me shut up before people be like, what about Miami? What about Montana? You know what? It's beautiful everywhere. Anyway, but Detroit do be getting those chocolate Barbies. Anyway, listen, I do want to say this, right? Yeah. Listen, Westmoreland did a good job today. Diddy's defense. I'm not gonna lie, y'all know I will bring it to y'all straight. Whatever. It made the people that want to doubt Dawn a little bit more. But on the other hand, hold on, I'm back. Sorry, guys. So anyway, she did what needed to be done. She was super, super good. But do you know why? She did what's supposed to happen. Ooh. In Perez said, oh my God, love your coverage. Keep it up, girl. Of course, Diddy was side-eyeing you. Thank you. Again, I know I already read that, but thank you for the generous super chat. Okay, so listen. At the end of the day, she did what needed to be done. I know last week Diddy spent his whole time questioning Cassie. Instead of impeaching her or trying to poke holes in her story, he spent the whole time creating, in my opinion, fake narratives for the blogs to run. Alex was on FaceTime during the free call. Cassie was cheating on Alex with Diddy, which has been debunked. Do you know how it was debunked? I'll tell you how. Alex that whole time had a long-term girlfriend that I don't think he broke up until like November, okay? Hold on. That he broke up in November. Cassie and Alex were not exclusive. They were literally some homie lover friends. At first it was homies, then it turned to lovers, and the rest is written in history. Diddy knew that too. That's why he started posting Cassie a lot, because he was trying to mark his territory. But even Diddy's defense actually says that after October, there were no more romantic messages at all between him and Cassie. This tracks with the timeline that Alex and Cassie started like really getting serious around the end of November, sometime mid-December, right? On top of that, okay? On top of that, what else happened? But anyway, and also stuff about it literally is on the trial transcript that Cassie said that while she was on a date with Diddy, I think they might have been like in whatever, but they weren't in the middle of having smacks. And he saw Alex's name pop up and got super, super, super upset. However, she didn't pick up because her and Alex weren't like that. They were still in that friend talking phase. And for everybody to act like, they also said that the reason why Diddy really got it out for Alex is because unlike every other man that he could scare away from talking to her, he blew up Kid Cudi's car. And Kid Cudi never wanted to talk to Cassie again, and even sat down and had a meeting with Diddy about what the rules, and he's going to say wait for Cassie. I'm not trying to throw salt on Kid Cudi's name. I'm not saying he didn't do the right thing. He did what he thought was best. He told Michael B. Jordan to break up with Cassie. Michael B. Jordan broke up with Cassie and then was keying with Diddy. And then Michael B. Jordan was dating Lori Harvey. And I think Diddy tried to jump on that either before or after. I don't know. The whole point of the matter is, right? Everybody, when Diddy said leave Cassie alone, they did, except for Alex. Alex was the first man that was like, I ain't going nowhere. We love each other. And if you don't want me around, baby, you just going to have to deal with it. Do what you're going to do. Do it. You ain't doing shit. That's the way attitude that Alex had. You got to love them Midwest boys. That's the attitude that Alex had toward Diddy. I know that a lot of people are like, oh my God, you guys really acting like Diddy had the power to, Diddy beat up Shakir Stewart, a guy that, Kim Porter was seeing in Italy in an Italian hotel, beat him so bad and over the head. Shakir Stewart's mother testified for him to stay away from Kim. Diddy mercilessly beat and assaulted two known people, according to the blogs and all this stuff. And I think Shakir Stewart's mother that was trying to talk to Kim. You guys think that as beautiful as Kim Porter was, the only man she could get to procreate with was Diddy? No, Diddy scared everybody away. We see the fact that Diddy like blew up Kid Cudi's car and threatened Michael B. Jordan. So why is it so hard to believe that Diddy tried to do the same mess to Alex, and Alex said, I ain't never scared, and stood by Cassie's side? And it sickens me that everybody's trying to run this narrative that Alex is his side dude, Cassie is his wayward money, when we literally have a real demon who drop kicked, and people are really trying to act like he had the nerve, and this is, I mean, he had the right to treat Cassie like a rag doll because of what? Because of what? Because of what? Cassie seduced Ryan Leslie, and she was a career climber. You mean the 17-year-old that was making me and you to a man 10 years older? They came out official as a couple when she was 18. You really expect me to believe all that happened? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Anyway, Lucy Garcia, thank you so much. They said, great job. Listen, I'll give it to you raw. There were some good parts of Dawn's testimony, and it was some bad parts. But you guys, let me just tell you, this is what trial's about. Some witnesses are stronger than others. Some witnesses, for whatever reason, the jury believes more. But at the end of the day, regardless of whether Dawn remembered whether Cassie got hit in the face with a skillet, a fist, some eggs, the one thing that the prosecution couldn't mess with was the 99% of all the other abuse that she talked about. So congratulations, Diddy team. Y'all ate on that one little thing. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, baby, a case is built brick by... Hey, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. What's your name? T. Harris, what's up? I'm mainly on TikTok. Oh yeah, shout out to T. Harris on TikTok.
Child, y'all, I'm trying to freaking let this video finish. Oh my goodness. As of an hour ago, the divers are looking for Auntie D's son. His car was parked on the bridge. He's not in his car. He texted a few family members that he loves them. And the police, the fire department, the divers, they are all there trying to locate her son. My goodness gracious. I don't know. I'm going to say a nice prayer for her when I end this live, because I'm not sure what the Lord above has planned for her, but the fact that Shay just had the seizures and she's been crying and dealing with that, and her son literally just 2 hours ago, what is going on, y'all? Lordy.
All right.
This is my biggest fan, man. I'm so glad to see her. This is my first time ever seeing her, y'all. I'm so happy to see her. I only see her on TV.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Harris. You have a good one. Shout out to Mama Harris in Mississippi. All right. So also,
also say how they know you. My chat, they say hey.
Hey. What's up, guys? What's up? So anyway, Stephanie Cooper said, shout out to Chattanooga, Tennessee. You doing a great job. Thank you so much. Shout out to Chattanooga. Y'all some black Barbies over there too. Melissa Lee, thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so anyway, you guys, this is what a trial is, okay? Some witnesses are better than others. Overall, I think Dawn did a solid thing, because Dawn is not the case. Dawn is talking about the coercion, the violence, and the control. And Diddy cannot mess with her about the coercion, violence, and control. Let us not lose sight of what this case is actually about. Anyway, Charlene W., thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my God, Mama, thank you for the generous super chat. Okay, so listen. Oh, listen, let me get back in the court. I've been on here too long. Wait, hold on, another super chat. 1 second. You know money will make me stay. Natasha said, I hate how people act like they don't do stupid-ish for and get manipulated by the person they love. He and her personally and professionally locked up. Exactly. What is so hard to understand about that control? I think everybody understands that control. And I honestly feel like the reason people are acting dumb is because they want an excuse. And I think, like, if given the opportunity to have I think they would treat everybody the same way too. So baby, demons recognize demons. Nino's 760 at least said, plain and simple, do not do to others as you don't want done to you. This is Diddy's karma. Diddy destroyed a lot of people's careers. He's wrong. doing it exactly. And for Judita said, looks like Gene Deal will be testifying. Let me get out of here and go see Uncle. Whole purse is got. Listen, my whole dress is burnt. Doing stuff, right? I gotta. Hey, what's up? Okay, they got Uncle Gene testifying, and my skirt's blowing up. I need both hands. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye. Don't forget to turn your notifications on. I'm going live 2 more times, and then I'll be outside the court.
I'm talking to y'all and I'm still muted. Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay, so that was the Diddy stuff. Oh gosh, my brain is just gone after this freaking Auntie D stuff. Let me look up this video real quick. I'm gonna play this video for y'all and then I'm gonna end the live. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Is this the right account? I don't even know. Let me see. No, that's not even the right account. I'm looking for the account that uploaded the Auntie D video. I might have to just find it on my own. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's a couple videos. So we just gonna watch these real quick. Let me turn my screen share back on. Oh goodness. Screen share back on, y'all. We're gonna watch these videos.
I'm trying to pray. I'm out here with the rescue squad. I'm hey, y'all pray, Chris. Y'all, I'm out with the ambulance. Everybody out here, they trying to find my child. And Chris deals with severe PTSD and anxiety. I saw as I go home, it's a bridge, and I was right there, and I said, "That's my son's car." And it's my son's car, and I saw the piece, and I saw this man. He's severe. So we've been out here. They're trying to find him. They're trying to find my son. Because I put 2 and 2 together. I was on my way back home, and my car right there next to Chris' car. I said, I know my son probably done jumped. And he texted me a message. He said, Mama, you've been the best mama. You got so much on you. I love you, Mama. And he texted each individual that he was close to. Y'all just pray for poor Auntie D. Y'all know this is my alley. I'm trying to hold on, y'all, but they trying to find my son right now, y'all. Y'all help me, Lord. Y'all help me. You see all the police, y'all, everything. Y'all, they trying to find my baby, yo. But yeah, Dad, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'm talking to my people, huh? I'm trying to ask you, has anybody locked his car? Is this car locked? Did you check? Go my car up there too. But I'm saying I don't know if his car locked. I know, and my car up there too. You know what my car is? My car right there next to Chris' car. Hey, Shawana, they said they told Shawana. They said they. Oh, my poor child. Y'all pray for me, please. They said they told Chris' car. I was having some hope maybe he would have gotten in the car. No, they got a tow receipt for you. Y'all got his keys? Was his keys? Everything was in it, I guess. His phone in there, y'all?
I just want to know what make a nigga jump off a goddamn bridge. Normally black people don't do that white people shit.
Mm-mm.
A lot of duck shit. Yeah, they got the boat down there scanning the area. A whole bunch of police, sheriff department, helicopter coming back, helicopter searching the water.
This is sad, yo.
Said he ain't came up.
This is way too much. So this is a video from a man that's just down there watching. Cardi gone.
I want to zoom in and see if I can see who these people are.
He don't even know who he watching. He said, "I'm gonna zoom in so I can see who these people are." He don't even know it's Auntie D. That's Auntie D, and I think that's Michael with the tank top on.
That's his peoples over there. I'm trying to zoom in. I can't see them though.
They're trying to find my child. I'm trying to all over, but my child jumped. I was driving after I get through work, and I was on YouTube. Chris deals with severe PTSD and anxiety. And y'all know what and so I know my son probably done jumped. And he text me a message. He said, "Mama, you've been the best mama. You got so much on you. I love you, Mama." And he texts each individual that he was close to. Y'all just pray for poor Auntie. I'm trying to hold on, y'all, but they trying to find my son right now, y'all. They trying to find my baby, yo. Oh yeah, but they trying to find my son right now, y'all. Y'all help me, Lord. Y'all help me. You see all the police, y'all, everything. Y'all, they trying to find my baby, yo. But yeah, Dad, what's going on? Oh yeah, I'm talking to my people, huh? I was trying to ask you if anybody locked his car. Is this car locked? Did you check? Go my car for too. But I'm saying you so that I don't know if his car locked. I know, and my car for too. You know what my car is? My car right there next to Chris' car. You look, Michael.
You must be talking about Just Jazzy. Her brother got caught in the crossfire. Whew, honey, you guys. Auntie D received a text message from her son about 2 hours ago saying that he loves her and that she got a lot going, and he knows she did the best raising him. And she was on her way home from work and seen his car parked on the bridge and stopped. And a man was looking over the bridge, and she was notified that her son has jumped off the bridge. The police were there. As of an hour to 45 minutes ago, the police were still there. They got the divers out, they got the helicopter out. They are looking for Auntie D's son's body. They're looking for the body now. This is horrible. This is, man, I don't know what she's gonna do. Um, I don't know. From losing her mom and going into mental hospital behind that, and then getting out and trying to get everything back on track. And then Shay just had 2 seizures not even a week ago. She's supposed to be at the doctor's office with Shay right now. And they're sitting under the bridge waiting for the divers to pull her son's body out the water. I don't know.
Got my keys.
This is horrible.
Michael, go up right to my car. He going up and check my car and Chris' car. Can you drive up and come back? To make sure Chris' car locked and my car up there.
And they told Chris' car already.
Drive up there and make sure Chris' car locked. He going up and check the cars. Yo, but after they right now they got divers in here. They got everybody in here looking for him. But as I got through working, I saw my son's car. I was on my way home, and I saw, oh Lord, at my son's car, and I saw this one black guy standing over the edge, and the police. I said, oh no, my son. And I knew I put 2 and 2 together. He driving up right. You gonna go up right where he want to make sure Chris' car lock and my car lock. You gonna drive up there and make sure. Can you get out? Did my dad just have to make sure I lock my car? And is there any update on my child? They got divers in the water now. Okay. Oh Lord, but y'all, I just want to let y'all know.
This is crazy.
Gotta talk to the police to see if somebody got. Y'all just keep me in prayer. It's just, I don't know. Get his tag, driving tags. That would give me some hope if he did get in the car. I don't know. But right now they're looking for his body, y'all. And my car was parked at where he was at. Now they see his car go. If they had to tow his car, they would have towed my car. So something strange going on. I don't know what could, if his car is gone like that. I thought they said they thought it could have towed. My car was up on that bridge, but they said his car gone.
Yes, ma'am. They didn't locate keys or anything for it, so it was towed.
So his car was towed. But they didn't tow mine. I wonder why they didn't tow my car.
Because they know you're here.
Oh, so his car was towed. Yeah.
I'll get you the record info, okay?
Oh, did they find him yet?
No, they're still
looking for his body.
Divers in right now.
Divers looking for his body. So somebody.
They have.
Oh, I did ask some.
This shit this shit is so heartbreaking. I don't know, y'all. I done said I don't know so many dang on times. This is heartbreaking. I don't know what I would do in this situation. Anger takes over because I'm like, why would they tow his car already that quick? What the fuck did y'all tow his car for? Like, why? His mom is right there. But I understand they want to look for evidence and stuff too, but what the fuck? She right there up under the bridge. Her car parked next to his car. Y'all towed his car that fast? Oh my goodness gracious. I would be ready to flip shit. Because I don't even know where my son is. And then y'all didn't tow his freaking car. Oh gosh. Ooh. And that's just because anger takes over and confusion and you just don't know what to do. So goodness.
Oh Lord. So they did tow his car.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh Lord.
And that.
Oh.
I'll make sure you got that so you know you have the info.
Yeah, I want everything. My son right now, y'all help me, Lord. Y'all help me. You see all the police, y'all everything.
So what we're watching is a bunch of screen recordings. People were watching Auntie D on live and they hit the screen record button and they've uploaded it onto TikTok. So if it looked like we watching the same video, it's because we're watching the same live, but multiple people have screen recorded different parts and they're uploading it. So that's what we're watching right now, y'all. This is sad. This was uploaded 2 hours ago.
Yo, They trying to find my baby, yo. But
Y'all, I know we joke, laugh, play around on TikTok. We don't take nothing seriously on TikTok. But definitely, y'all, please say a prayer for Aunt D. She was live earlier, and from what I gathered from it, they're
gotta talk to the police to see if somebody got. Y'all just keep me in prayer. It's just my son.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, Dad, what's going on? Oh, yeah, I'm talking to my people, huh?
I'm trying to figure out what
My son.
direction we supposed to be going, child.
Oh yeah, but they trying to find my son.
I don't know what
They
direction
trying
we
to
going,
find my
y'all.
child. I'm
I
trying to
really
hold on,
don't.
but my child jumped. I was driving after I get through work and I was on YouTube.
I don't know. Shoot, I think we done watching.
My son right now. Yeah, Dad.
Pretty much lost. I don't know.
My child. I'm trying to hold on, but my child jumped. I was driving after I get through work and I was on YouTube. Chris deals with severe PTSD and anxiety. And y'all know what I and so I know my son probably done jumped. And he sent me, text me a message. He said, Mama, you've been the best mama. You got so much on you. I love you, Mama. And he texts each individual that he was close to. Y'all just pray for Auntie. I'm trying to hold on, yeah, but they trying to find my son right now.
We praying for you,
They
Auntie.
trying to find my baby.
This is too much.
Well, they just got Chris call, not my call. Y'all, it's so much going on. I don't know. Gotta talk to the police to see if somebody got. Y'all just keep me in prayer. It's just, I don't know. Get his tag, drama tags. That would give me some hope if he did get in the car. I don't know. But right now they're looking for his body, y'all. And my car was parked at where he was at. Now they see his car go. If they had to tow his car, they would have towed my car.
This is sad.
Oh, Chrissy, he good child. He's my manager. Y'all, it's so much going on. I don't know. Gotta talk to the police to see if somebody got. Y'all just keep me in prayer. It's just, I don't know. But right now they're looking for his body, y'all. And my car was parked at where he was at. Now they see his car go. If they had to tow his car, they would have towed my car. So something strange going on.
Take keys or anything for it, so it was towed.
So his car was towed. But they didn't tow mine. I wonder why they didn't tow my car.
Because they know you're here.
Oh, so his car was towed.
Y'all, Aunt D is going through it. I feel for her. Today, her son jumped from a bridge into the water. There are divers looking for him in the water. There is no update as of yet. They towed his car keys, everything was in his car. He just jumped. I know Miss D is going through a lot because she just got out the hospital with.
The keys were not in the car. We just heard the police officer say the keys weren't in the car. They don't have the keys. They towed the car.
Shay when Shay had her seizure, and now this. It's like she's under attack. Like the devil is trying to attack her through her kids or something. This is crazy. I feel for her. I pray for her. We should all pray for her and her family because to jump into the water and the divers are still looking for him, that's not a good sign. I'm not going to lie. I just pray that everything is okay. I pray that mentally she's going to be okay because this is a lot on one person to have to deal with so many things and be a caretaker and a provider and um just be the sole person for everybody. That can take on a toll for people. Why would he jump? This is sad. I don't even know what to say.
Everybody keep asking the same question. Why would he jump? I don't know. He was just in Korea. Um, what? It haven't been a month since he's been back. I'm not sure if it's been a month since he had his vacation in Korea. Um, I don't know. This is super sad. Super, super sad, you guys. We just gotta pray for Auntie D, pray for the family. Ooh, wait. Shay is going through what she's going through. Auntie D is dealing with that. And now this. This is crazy. I'm about to go ahead and wrap this live up, y'all. I will talk to y'all probably tomorrow. Alrighty, love bugs. That is the end of our YouTube reaction video. I would like to thank y'all for being the real MVPs and staying here the entire time. If you are not subscribed to this channel, Queen Blama and more, go ahead and smack that subscribe button. Also remember to smack the bell notification so you're notified every time we decide to drop a video. You all remember these videos are protected by the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. We are allowed to do these reaction videos because of fair use, y'all. Once again, hit that like button. Thank y'all for being here. I will talk to y'all in our next YouTube reaction video. Bye, love bugs.